All right, folks, we are underway. The first set of races for the Tournament of Hope, raising money for the Bale Project.
Yep, and you may have seen a couple of people trying to, as I was counting them in, trying to do a reset to time their global timer just right to get their level 3 manipulations. And already we're seeing something very interesting happening up in the northeast portion of your screen.
Yeah, it looks like Bogey Smalls is going to go for the level 2 routing first, as opposed to the traditional level 3 that you're seeing Green Mario, Cantaloupe Me, and Unos take. I think what Bogey Smalls is banking on, considering, he is the underdog after all, but again, this is Legend of Zelda, anything is bound to happen. So what he's banking on is that Green Mario, something bad happens to him in level 3, like, say, the Darknuts send him back to the start, or worse yet, Manhandler, or as we affectionately call him, Troll Handler, takes him down, and if he's got no bombs left, that could really put Green Mario up against the wall. So we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Bogey a little bit before this, and I thought he was jokingly saying he was going to do 2 first, but I guess he proved me wrong there. Not good news for him to start that Green Mario took the top route, which kind of mitigates some of the potential early game issues, and we see him already with 8 bombs. That is not a good sign for things to come for Bogey, as he, obviously he is banking, like you said, he's banking on something happening in level 3 to Green Mario, which can obviously still happen but Manhandle, it seems like the only chance of that at this point.
Yeah, having the maximum set of bombs for that fight is what you want to have, because what you want to try to do is you want to place the bomb so that it takes down all 4 of the petals into the pocket, as I like to call it, and hopefully get that 4-pack of bombs. Of course, with 8 bombs, even if he doesn't get that 4-pack of bombs, he'd be in really good shape going into level 4. Have to get the raft out if you're in level 3 because we need to gain access into level 4.
Yep, and we see our first Manhandle take down by Unos. So he's going to be the first one done with level 3. And reminder, folks, this is not a four-way race.
Oh, look at this one. Oh! The opening for Bogey Smalls right there. And that is just what the doctor ordered. Troll Handler strikes against Green Mario. And same for Cantaloupe.
Oh, man. 2 huge moments early in this race. I mean, these are 30-minute races, give or take. But so much can happen in those first 2 minutes. It's amazing. I guess part of the reason that 3 first became so popular is, one, it's the fastest technically, but also it puts the most random part of the game at the very beginning, and you saw it perfectly in action right there.
Absolutely, and Green Mario did get a bomb drop from the Orange Darknuts. They are in the bomb dropping group. In the 10 count, they are in the 1, the 6, and the 8, so a break there, so he'll have a full set of 8 bombs again. Let's see if he can land the pocket this time. Nope. Misses the 10 pin, but picks up the spare, and he's out of level 3.
All right, that's, it's a step in the right direction for Green Mario. Bogey Smalls, by the way, since he did 2 first, also going to pick up the white sword, which is going to help him not only with combat, but also with resources, as he can kill more enemies to get rupee and heart drops, especially in level 4.
And Cantaloupe, not so lucky. He did not get a extra bomb drop from the Orange Darknut, so he's only going to have 4 opportunities to take down the Manhandler. Let's see if he is able to place one nicely and pick up a strike. Nope, that's a little light. Wow, how did that miss? Did get it on the 3rd try, but does not get an extra bomb. So he's down to 1 bomb. He may have to think about forcing a bomb here coming up in level 4.
Yeah, not a situation you want to be in, but he knows where he's at now. I mean, you're leaving level 3 with 1 bomb. You've got to... He may take an intentional hit just so he can figure out where he's at in his count and work the bomb situation from there.
Meanwhile, Bogey Smalls is in level 1 again. He's doing a different routing that you normally see from the top pro runners of this category. So there will be a convergence eventually. So we don't know exactly how big of a lead or deficit these two runners have as Cantaloupe enters level 4 for the first time. So he's going to try to force a bomb. He's only got one bomb, and none of these enemies are going to drop bombs. Yes, the buyers do, but when you only have a wood sword, when you strike them, they split into 2 red keys, so you're not going to get that bomb drop. The only way you can get a drop is either use a bomb, use the magical sword, or use silver arrow. So if Cantaloupe wants bombs, he's got to force that 10 count, and the 10th enemy bomb that enemy like so, and there's his 4-pack of bombs.
Nice synced pickup of items in the upper quadrant race, as Green Mario picking up the ladder at the same time that Bogey Smalls picked up the bow. Again, it'll be a minute before we see these. I guess we'll probably be in level 5 probably before we have some sort of idea where they stack up against one another.
Absolutely here. Green Mario will pick up his rupees, and he'll bomb to the north to pick up this extra key, which again, traditional routing that you would see. Cantaloupe finishes off his breakfast room in level 4, picks up his ladder.
Yep. Meanwhile, Unos making his way into level 1 as Bogey is leaving level 1 on his slightly modified route.
And notice that Unos exited the dungeon and came back in. That's a trick known as the pirouette trick. When you enter a dungeon, this particularly level 1, it's more of a factor in the randomizer. But when you enter level 1, exit it, and come back in, the locked door to the north will magically disappear, and that's one less key you have to collect.
Yep. That's one of those tricks I think a lot of us found out on accident as a kid. When we left and walked back in, maybe a slip of the controller or a panic moment, and then also oh, that door's open now. Now it's speed tech. That's what it's dumb luck when you're a kid. It's speed tech when you're in your 30s.
Bogey Smalls with some nice crisp screen scrolling there, and he's now into level 3. With the white sword, those orange dart nuts will go down in 2 hits instead of 4, and if he's very unlucky with Manhandla, he could use the sword to stab the petals. It would be 2 hits for each one. Gliok is down on Cantaloupe's side. He had a half a heart left. Boy, that was close.
Yeah, the Gliok fight is, especially on the 3 first route, is such an early choke point because you've got to get 16 hits on him with only, 4 hearts of health to deal with.
And that's another advantage Bogey Smalls is going to gain when he gets to level 4, because with the white sword, he'll only need 5 hits for the first head and 3 hits for the second head. Unos done with level 1, picks up his Triforce. Green Mario has picked up the bow here in level 1. And simultaneous item pickups. The raft has been picked up by Bogey Smalls. Here's Cantaloupe now in level 1. So he is a full level behind Unos at this point. Barring something unexpected, he may need some help in level 9. But again, it's early on. Anything could still happen.
Yeah, well, one thing that is working to his advantage right now is that Unos does not have any bombs. So it's going to alter his ability to do what he's wanting to do right here. You would normally just go ahead and pick up this heart container, but instead now he's got to go try to see if he can get a bomb drop somewhere.
Oh, just missed the strike there, and now going to use the sword to pick up the rest, and because he never took damage, still was able to force that bomb drop, so very good level 3 there by Bogey Smalls.
Yep, as he picks up the Triforce in 3 at the same time as Green Mario picks up his in 1. Going to be interesting now to see, because, I don't think he got... My gut tells me he didn't get enough of a lead from Green Mario dying, but time will tell.
Yeah, you're right about that. It is still early to tell. We're not going to really know what's going to happen until these runners converge, whether it be level 5 or level 7.
Yeah, and even then, though, with Bogey having the white sword, they may be at the same level, but it's going to be a slightly different situation. Again, with Green Mario having to be more reliant on bombs and maybe a little more deft movement when using the sword to having to connect twice as many times as Bogey does with that white sword.
Cantaloupe bombing the Aquamentus in level 1. He is done with that level. Meanwhile, the bomb troubles continue for Yunos. Didn't get lucky with the Gorillas that are in that bomb dropping group and is still sitting on 0 bombs. So this room before the Dodongo room could be slow for him.
Yeah, and he's a heart short of the intended route to pick up the magical sword. So he's gonna have to circle back and figure something out later.
Did get a bomb drop, so now he's back to the maximum 8 bombs. Here comes the Dodongo fight. That's a very weird setup, and this is Trodongo at his finest.
Oh man, he is headed up to the left there. Does take him out and is getting to leave with 8 bombs, which is great and all, but that's 8 seconds of your life you're never going to get back.
Yeah, I mean, every second counts. I mean, Cantaloupe trying to chip away as best as he possibly can. He's still going to need a lot of help, but you never know what could happen.
Yeah. I mean, and again, we'll see how long it takes Yunos to get the missing heart container in this situation. Looks like he's going straight up to it right now, probably. So, not a huge time loss, but it is a little bit of extra movement on the overworld that he was not planning on.
Down goes Dodongo for Green Mario. Meanwhile, Bogey Smalls here in level 4. Doing a pretty good job. He's almost at the Gliok fight. Just has to get past the spike traps and the Vire room. Now, Cantaloupe not in much better shape in his bomb count when Yunos was in level 2. He's just got the 1. But there's a bomb drop. 2 bomb drops. He's going to leave 1 behind.
Yeah, I guess at this point you figure he probably only needs 1. And knowing, having died in level 3, and he may even be watching Yunos.
Wow. Flawless fight there by Bogey Smalls. Takes down Gliok without any damage. Well played.
And that's huge. That's very important. Because when you're going up against Green Mario, you got to do a lot of things right. But level 4, you got to do really well, because I don't know if I've ever seen anyone as good at playing level 4 than Green Mario. So, that's lost time if you don't put your best game forward in that spot.
Most certainly indeed. Green Mario stocking up on rupee is, you would imagine, making purchases of the wooden arrows and the bait coming up later on here. Dodongo goes down on Cantaloupe's screen. He's got the maximum 8 bombs. Here's Green Mario, or rather Yunos now in level 5. And this is one of the levels where speedruns come to die because of a room we like to call the Room of Requirement or the Olive Garden.
Yeah. You got your choke points in the run. You got your early spots in level 3 with Manhandla and the bomb situation. Then you got Gliok with the lot of stabs to get in a low health. And then there's this one. A room with lots of blue dark nuts and a required item hidden behind them. The good old recorder. Yunos going to be the first one to tackle it. Let's see how he does.
Yep, 8 HP for each blue dart, and every time you get bopped by one, you lose 2 hearts. And you've got to place those bombs well, because if those dark nuts are facing the bombs when you've set down that bomb, they're not going to do any damage to them.
Yeah, dark nut bombing technique is one of the strangest things coded into this game. Yunos able to handle it fairly well. He's leaving with 4 bombs, which is nice, because I assume he's got a bomb pack waiting for him on the way back.
Well, he did. Oh, the ones that the Gibdos have in their bodies. Yeah, I think you're right about that. That would take him up to 8 bombs. But yeah, I think he played that a little bit conservatively just so that he would have a high bomb count, because coming up is going to be level 7, and these top runners are going to want to have at least 7 bombs going into that dungeon.
Yep, 7 and 7 is a veritable requirement. You can get through with just 6. But 7 definitely preferred. I guess you could even get through with 5, but no one wants to fight the triple Dig Dogger with just a sword. And playing it safe probably to ensure he has those bombs, knowing that he's got a little bit of a lead on Cantaloupe, though not as much as he would probably like, given that Cantaloupe died in level 3.
And now you see the paths converge for Green Mario and Bogey Smalls. And yep, Green Mario still is in the lead in spite of taking that death from Manhandla in level 3 early on in this race.
Yep. At this point, Bogey's got a little bit of time to close a little gap with combat, maybe.
Uh-oh. I'm saying that because Cantaloupe has no more bombs and he's down to 1 heart. He does get a heart, but that is inconsequential because if he gets bopped, which he doesn't, thankfully, that would have been the death for him, and that might have been all she wrote. But luckily, does take down the blue dart nut. He'll grab the recorder and is still in good shape to keep pace with Yunos. Here is the Dig Dogger fight. 1 bomb, blow the recorder, go for another bomb, or go for the 4 stabs. He's going for the 4 stabs. Having a little bit of trouble, but does take him down, and level 5 complete for Yunos.
Yeah, that Dig Dogger head eye can really get away from you. Speaking of get away from you, the recorder room got away from Bogey there for a second, but having the white sword, only having to get 4 hits in on him with the sword if need be, helped him out there. He's picking up the recorder while Green Mario gets the Triforce. That recorder room, probably the second worst place in the entire run to die in a race situation. I'd say maybe Reverse C for the silver arrows in level 9 might be a little worse, but not by a whole lot.
So Green Mario will be the first one to enter level 7 on the top row. Meanwhile, Yunos doing what we call the tricorder strats, which saves a little bit of time in purchasing this bait required to feed the Hungry Gorilla in level 7. And unfortunately, we still haven't found a strategy to get past that barrier.
As I understand it, there's some money out there for anyone who ever does actually figure it out. But yeah, as of yet, still having to drop 60 rupees on the bait.
Yep, and there's the wood arrow purchase for Yunos, and he's got plenty of money for that river room coming up in level 7, which can be very detrimental because of an enemy called the Bubbles. While they don't take any damage from your health, you lose access to your sword for about 5 seconds, so it can be very, very annoying. By using the wood arrows, you'll do 2 HP of damage to the blue gorillas coming up in that said river room.
Yeah. Now we see Cantaloupe trying to finish off Dig Dogger here. He does and gets by just with the skin of his teeth. Bogey heading in there now as well.
Yeah, one more bop from that Dig Dogger would have sent him back to start. Boy, I tell you what, he has been living on the edge in here in level 5, but he is still very much alive in this race.
Oh, and Yunos tried to force a bomb on the gorillas in the river room. He got the 9th enemy. He did not get the 10th. The 10th went down with a sword. He got a 5 rupee, so now he is short on bombs.
Yeah, that is not a good place for Yunos to be, so that probably means he's going to have to do some moxie in that Dig Dogger room coming up in a little bit.
Yeah, there's either that or, there are chances to get bombs here in level 7, but man, you don't want to be getting off script in level 7 if at all possible, because it is death by 1,000 cuts in this place with those gorillas firing those boomerangs left and right.
Yeah, if you get hit by their bodies or their boomerangs, you're losing 1 heart. I mean, it's not a very difficult enemy set, as we see Yunos picking up the red candle, which fires multiple shots on the screen that you're on. The old route would be to buy the blue candle for 60 rupees, but you could only fire it once on the screen. If you want to use it again, you got to go to another screen. Green Mario's just picked up his red candle. Yunos down to just 2 bombs.
And he's going to clear this room that has a static bomb drop in it.
Yeah.
Putting those arrows that he had to good use.
Yeah, he had plenty of money. You might as well use it here. Play it safe. Don't do anything crazy here in this Dig Dogger room, and just have extra bombs for going into level 8, or 6 in this case, rather.
Yeah, because, it's great to have 7 bombs for level 7, but if you leave there with 0, then you kind of put yourself up on a wing and a prayer in level 6.
Yeah, and if you don't get those bomb drops from those Wizros, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Again, putting those arrows to use, because it's a very bad bubble pattern there. You have to take down 5 of these wall masters, and you got to do so without getting grabbed by the wall masters, which send you to start, or accidentally picking up a clock drop. And if those 5 wall masters haven't spawned by the time you pick up that clock, well, you have to exit the room and enter again. That can be very annoying.
Yeah, that wall master room can have some really bad things happen in it. Besides the whole notion of getting carried back to the start of the dungeon, which, again, one of those things, if you've played this game any at all, it's happened to you.
Yeah, when when people think about the reverse C room, they think of the one in level 9, but that reverse C room in level 7 is equally as treacherous.
All right. So Cantaloupe now with the red candle. So now Bogey, the only player not spitting straight fire, though he will be very soon. We do have 2 runners that are running very tightly with one another, and then 2 other runners that are also running very tightly with one another. Currently not in a race against each other. Currently not in a race against each other. But I guess that's how seeding works.
Yep, sometimes that's just the way it rolls. But again, anything is still possible because, of course, level 9 being the great equalizer, you've got Patra, you've got Ganon. I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but anything could still happen.
Yeah. I mean, levels 6, 8, and 9 aren't the last 3 that we play for no reason. They are, you know, pound for pound, the hardest dungeons in the game. If not, you know, I mean, obviously having the magical sword by that point helps out a little bit. But yeah, especially levels 8 and 9 can get away from you in a hurry.
Bogey Smalls taking down the Dig Dogger with the double bomb strategy. And there's the Root Quarter success for Green Mario.
Yeah, if you've never seen that, a great guy in our community by the name of Roo Slugs decided to see what would happen if you blew the recorder and took a raft ride all at the same time, and that's what happens.
Yep. Both of these players picking up the magical sword, which can only be picked up when you have at least 12 heart containers. It does 4 HP of damage to your enemies.
And I did see. I'm not sure. Did Yunos get any bombs in that first room, or did he have 5 already?
I think he might have. I think he might have had 5 already. I didn't see a bomb drop in that opening Wizrobe room. Green Mario just has the 1. He did not get a bomb drop out of that opening Wizrobe room. Look at the sync between Cantaloupe and Bogey Smalls coming out of level 7. Those 2 are literally dead even.
Yeah. We got one of them's got 12 hearts and one's got 10, but other than that, yeah, almost identical. A little feeling bad for Yunos there. He cleared that 10 keys room, or however many it is, 8 or 10, that we affectionately call the Belfry sometime. He did it with full health, and then one of the turret fireballs got him as he was trying to walk through the door.
These Wizrobes are very dangerous. You get hit by the blue Wizrobes, either their body or beams, you lose 2 hearts. But if you get hit by an orange Wizrobe, it's going to cost you 4 hearts. No bombs in that fire room or Yunos. Once you have it going into level 8 and not getting lucky off of these orange Wizrobes, so this could get a little bit dicey in terms of the bombs if he doesn't get anything in level 8 or beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, usually you kind of, like, it's not something you can actually count on, but you kind of count on level 6 giving you some bombs. So that you can have 8 going into level 8, and that's enough to finish the rest of the game if you don't use any extras.
And Cantaloupe was successful in getting the Root Quarter himself. So Cantaloupe has his magical sword. Yunos about to take on the Goma, but he's only got 2 shots. Oh, he missed the first one. If he only had 1 rupee, oh, that could have been disastrous. Oh, my word. I mean, Yunos had 2 rupees. If he had only 1, oh, my.
I've seen it happen to him before, with Ganon, going into the Ganon fight with 1 rupee, and mismanaging it a little bit. Let's hope for his sake that doesn't happen today, though.
Right, because if he would have missed on both of those shots, that would have opened the door wide open for Cantaloupe to come back.
Yeah. I mean, because at that point you gotta. I mean, I guess it's possible there's a rupee. He goes back and gets a rupee in the previous room, but still, that's time spent for sure.
All right, the dreaded man Handla doesn't get hit by the fireballs, either one of them. Trying to keep Beam Sword in these 2 Blue Lagoon rooms is very, very difficult. You see, they're getting bopped quickly, but I'll tell you what, Green Mario's done a pretty good job. And he gets a heart back from that Blue Dark Knight, which are in the health-dropping group. They tend to drop when you're high on health, but when you're low on health, they tend to not want to drop those hearts or fairies.
Yeah, they're all part of technically they drop health. situation, and fortunately for Unos, he got a little bit out of there.
A little bit of mismenuing there for Bogey Smalls, but does take down the Goma, so he is done with level 6. But right now, it's going to take another mistake from Green Mario for Bogey Smalls, in my opinion, to come back in this race.
Yeah, it seems that way. He got a little unlucky with, I mean, yes, Green Mario died in level 3, but he didn't have resource issues. He got all the bomb drops he could need.
Here's the four-headed Gleeok fight with the magical sword, much quicker, and he only got hit once and got a heart drop out of it, so no refill for Green Mario. You just don't see that very often.
Yeah, man, it's almost like he's good at this game.
Yeah, he's not the former world record holder for nothing, that's for sure. Now, with the magical sword, that four-headed Gleeok is going to go down in just 9 hits. 3 for the first head and 2 for the subsequent heads. Green Mario can still sub 30 despite taking that death in level 3. Unbelievable.
Yeah, especially in a race setting. Really, really good times.
All right, Caleb has just entered level 8, but he finds himself a full level back. He's about 2.5 minutes back. So yeah, just like Bogey Smalls, Cantaloupe is going to have to hope that Unos has a very poor level 9. So we'll see how this plays out. But Green Mario is the first one to enter level 9. We've got Patras, we've got Ganon, we've got Silver Arrows that we've got to get, and we've got a whole lot of shenanigans. And already losing the Beam Sword to that like there. That is not what you want to see. Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of pitfalls there at level 9, and we're gonna see a lot of them. Hopefully none of them catch our runners. But yeah, I mean, likes no fun, because when they catch you, that's time lost for sure. Because it's hard to get bought by a like and not spend a little time inside the Jelly Belly.
Meanwhile, the Gleeok is down for Bogey Small, so he is through with level 8, so he'll be eligible to go to level 9. He's on 5 bombs. He'd probably like to have more than that. Can he get the Patra skip? Green Mario gets the Patra skip. Well done.
Yeah, that's another choke point that, or not choke point, but another thing that Bogey would need to be banking on, that maybe he loses 4 hearts or so to the Patra there.
I'll tell you what, we've got a little bit of a health problem for Cantaloupe going into this fight. He's only got 1.5 hearts. He can only get hit once. He's got to be careful. Let's see what happens.
Yep, he appears to be deploying some nice parabola strats, down to half a heart and
the
survival.
Clutchness. Very good. Green Mario's health, though, doesn't look very good. He's only got 6 hearts to his name. I mean, and this Patra 2 trying to do the block clip. He does so successfully. That is huge, because he's only got 6 hearts, and I'm pretty sure no potion.
Yeah, he's counting he seems to be killing enemies in an attempt to get a fairy, perhaps, because he killed a lot of Keys on the way, and there's his fairy.
Wow. That is just skills right there. Yeah, killing 16 enemies in a row will provide you that fairy, unless, of course, it's in the no-drop group. I mean, that's just well played by Green Mario. Now he's in much better shape. Unfortunately, those Keys giving him the business there, they're not pleased with Green Mario's play. Let's say that much.
Yeah. Well, no, it looks like he got a bomb pack in there as well, so a very fruitful reverse C for Green Mario.
Meanwhile, Unos just picked up his Silver Arrows, and likewise, he too is rudely greeted by those Keys. They're just not impressed.
The bad news continuing for Bogey, as Patra does not let him through. So he does sword him down and get the bombs at least, though.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate Patra room there by Bogey Smalls. Green Mario currently sitting on 6.5 hearts. Does decide to pick up that heart. A couple of hearts dropped his way, so now he's got 8.5 hearts. Just got to be careful that he doesn't get hit by any of these Wizrobe beams. That was a very good penultimate Wizrobe room right there by Green Mario. He's in really good shape. Want to keep as much health as you possibly can. That's going to determine how he fares against Patra 3. considering that this is a race situation, I would think he would go conservative strats because Ganon coming up, the Hyrule driver getting a nice warm Ganon hug is going to cost you 4 hearts.
Yeah, I would think so. You know, and again, with us not being blind here, he can know exactly where Bogey is. Yeah, you want to give yourself a chance. Maybe if you get a heart here from Patra to, well, he didn't get one. I was saying, then in that case, maybe have a couple of hits from Ganon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon with the magical sword. You need 4 hits to take him down, but unfortunately, he's getting the troll pattern, and he has been teleporting right. But the final one does go the way he wants it. Down goes Ganon. We've got bacon, and that's going to be a winner for Green Mario. Get your GGs out.
Gotcha, yeah. And a good middle fight from Green Mario, working the pattern to his favor when Ganon would not go left. Still understanding how to manipulate the situation to his advantage. He did a fantastic job of that, and really the best you could do with that.
Also, Yunos taking down Ganon. GG to him. He'll be moving on to the semifinals himself. Both Green Mario and Yunos putting in sub 30.
Yep, and that's going to be our first matchup in the semifinals right there. Green Mario versus Yunos.
All right. Meanwhile, both Cantaloupe and Bogey Small is going to try to finish this off. Reverse C complete by Cantaloupe. Meanwhile, Bogey Smalls just finished off the penultimate Wizrobe room. Still sitting on 7 hearts. A little bit dicey for Cantaloupe, but that's kind of the way he's been playing all night with the help.
Yeah. Living on the end of a lightning bolt so far.
No question about it. Now he's down to 2.5 hearts as he's having some troubles with these pancakes, the likes here. So this could really get very dangerous here going into either the Patra fight or the Ganon fight if he does not get the good pattern here. So we'll see how this plays out. Bogey Small is going to do the safe Patra fight, still has 6.5 hearts. Good clean fight there, but he gets the 5 rupee drop. That was his 10 count. So one more time. Here's Ganon. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, and Cantaloupe actually got through, I think, damageless in that trap room, so that was good for him.
He needed that. Oh, Ganon being very trolly. Oh, and there's another teleport to the right.
Oh no! Wrong Ganon!
Red Ganon hug. Can you believe that? Tough break there for Bogey Smalls.
Oh, that's rough. No one wants to see that.
Yeah, you do hate to see that. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe at 2.5 hearts, playing the safe here with the Patra fight. Every time you get hit by Patra, it's -2 hearts, so he's trying to be as careful as possible here. That last B being a little bit sneaky here. And he also gets a rupee drop, so no extra health. 1 Ganon hug, he's out. So here we go. Let's see if Cantaloupe can take him down. There's 1, 2, 3. He got the best pattern, and down he goes.
Isn't that always how it goes for you, though, man? He was just sitting on Ganon's head and dropping him down.
All right, get your GGs out for Cantaloupe Me. He ends up finishing the race about a 32-minute time, and he's having a little fun now.
Yeah, if you're not using all your health, you're doing something wrong.
He didn't use all of his health. He had 1 full heart, not a half heart. Come on, you gotta do better than that.
Yeah, well, I can say you get it next time, but this is it for him in this tournament.
Yep, there is going to be no next time, unfortunately. Bogey Smalls, of course, every time you take a death, you only start with 3 hearts. So the fact that he's trying to beat this here, I mean, I commend him for his perseverance here.
We're going to try to keep it with Bogey Smalls as long as we can. We will have to eventually work our way into the second quarterfinal race. But yeah, if nothing else, this is some great low health practice for Bogey Smalls, as I know he has been pushing hard recently for another PB and definitely has it in him to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's been pushing for sub 29. I mean, we have seen a lot of sub 29s in recent times here. Again, as I mentioned before the start of the race, we have 14 runners who have a 28x or better.
Which is crazy to me because when I kind of found my way into the Zelda 1 community, we had 2. and it was only within the first 10 seconds, 2850 and up.
All right, Bogey Smalls is going to get back to the Ganon fight. The good news is once you kill Patra, he stays dead, so doesn't have to take him down. So for the last time in this race, here's Ganon. Let's see if he can pull it off this time. Again, 4 hits is what he needs. Let's see if he can get a good pattern. Oh my goodness. 2, 3. He guessed right, ladies and gentlemen. He guessed right. Good job, Bogey Smalls.
Yeah, with Ganon spawning on the left there, the right move was to try right, because otherwise you run the risk of, even if he does spawn on the left, bopping right into him. And Bogey didn't want to have to kill Ganon a third time.
That's for sure. So GG to all 4 of our runners. They put up some tremendous display of their skills. Wow, really good performances.
Yeah, that was fantastic. A great way to start this Blitz tournament. Like I said, here in just a couple minutes, we are going to be moving on to the second pair of quarterfinal races, which feature RC Drone versus Random Effect and BTs versus RL509. Lot of really good runners in that one as well.